Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We're coming back. Today, inshallah, we're going to discuss a new lesson from Mega Goal 6. With me, I'm teacher Samia. Let's begin. Our lesson today is expansion from 4 to 6. And we have, as in every lesson, an introduction. Let's begin our introduction. Number 1. The purpose of this tips is to give a comprehensive review from the 4th unit to the last one. Number 2, we will improve your memory about the previous grammar, vocabulary, reading, and writing. And number 3, make sure to open the book on the required pages and follow the instructions carefully in order to facilitate understanding and answer. Okay, are you ready to begin our objectives for today? Let us discuss it, sorry. Number 1, we have a language review. Number 2, we have a language plus, idioms about the strange or mysterious events. And number 3, writing. Write an essay about unexplained mystery. Okay, let's begin. If you remember from previous lesson, we talk about the reading passage. It's a mystery, and I give some examples to you. Then we apply through the reading. They will answer the question, what they mean by mystery, and how we can apply that word with natural phenomenon, and so on. Okay, now look at that question. We have some pictures. If you notice, we have how many pictures on that page? We have 6 pictures. Let us discuss these pictures together. Number 1, look at that one. What you can see here? What do you think it is strange in that picture? What do you think it's a mystery with it? So from my opinion, I think that there is a fish with 2 heads, and we can find animals with 2 tails, and so on. That's what we're calling it. Can't make heads nor tails of. This is about letter A. Let's go for the second one. What do you see here? We found a hero. This is a detective story. What we found, he follow a clue. But they give it a notice that not have a clue. Okay, this is now B. Now we will go to C. What do you have on this C, or what we discuss and C? We have paste together. If you narrow here, we found people try to make a puzzle or collect pieces together to make one shape, and etc. And we will go to letter D. Get the bottom of, which means reach to the bottom of, and that we applying with this picture inside or deep the bottom of seas or ocean or etc. And letter E, it's all Greek to me. There is some Greek letters on that picture that what we can talk about it. It's all Greek to me, which means it makes confusion for me. I can't understand this language. And the last one, pets me, which means that this is something make my mind confused, and I can't focus, and I can't expect the end of those things. That's what we're calling it, pets me. Okay, after that we have some sentences or idioms. Exactly, we should apply that idioms with a suitable sentence down of that question. Let we discuss it. Can make heads nor tails of with belongs to letter A. Not have a clue, that what we talk about, it belongs to B. Piece together, that belongs to C. And get to the bottom of, that belongs to D. It is all Greek to me and belongs to E. And the last one, pets me, belong to F. Okay, let's begin to apply it. At first, we want to read it, and we will analyzing that one, and we understand the meaning of the sentence before we applying this idioms with it. Number 1, I can't understand the directions in this computer manual, which means that there is something hard, unexpected, make confusion to you. What do you think is it? we can say it's a Greek to me. That's what comes in pictures. Okay, number 2. Why did he drop the class? What is the suitable answer with it? They give it a space. Then he told me last week that he loved the class. He told me last week that he loved the class, which means that the suitable with it is pets me, which means he didn't like that class. He gonna like to finish it early. And 3, I space the assignment, so I am going to talk with my teacher about it. So what do you think is it? I can't make heads nor tails for this assignment, so I'm going to talk with my teacher about it. Number 4, he has been having lots of different problems with his car lately. He is taking it to the garage today so that a mechanic can space the problem. What do you think mechanic will do? So mechanic, he will do what? Get the bottom of the problem. I think this is the suitable with that sentence, which means that he should find the problem of it and try to solve that one. Number 5, the investigators will space the clues to the track down the thieves. What do you think is it? Paste together, which means he collect the clue to reach the thieves at the end. Number 6, I found the gold watch in my mailbox, and I do space where it came from. I do what? What do you think is it? I do not have a clue, because this is something unusual, something they didn't know whom sent it. We can use not have a clue if you didn't have any information about the sending things. Okay, after we complete that question, hopefully this idiom is easy to you and understanding for it through these pictures, and at the end we applied it through these sentences. Are you ready for transfer for the second slide or second question? Okay, let's go. Okay, this question is belong to writing. So you should develop your writing by some rules. And from Unit 4 and until Unit 6, we have a lot of rules. So the generally not used before, which means that the article that, how we can use that in your essay. If you want to improve your writing using that, you should follow the rules, which give it to us, applying with it. So we have some steps, we have some things, they talk or belongs to them. At first, before I'm discussing that word, I want to ask you about this question as an example, okay? The Arizona is a state in the southwest of United States. Do you think is it right? Do you think is it wrong? And why we bring that at first? Because already we know Arizona. It's a country. So why are we using that? And we know from this sentence there is some mistake. We should remove it and we should correct it through that sentence. Before we correct, let's come back to see what is the rule of that. They give it to us in generally something of it. We can use it that with it. And the second one, we using that with it. That in generally not used before. They give it some points. Look at the first one. Contents. If we have contents as a country, Asia, Europe, and so on, we shouldn't apply or use that before that one, because it's a famous for everyone. It's a general truth. We know that one. So no need to put that article before it. This article that before it. Number 2, countries. Saudi Arabia, Oman, Brazil, Canada, but there is some exceptions include. What do you mean exceptions? So this exception, we can use that with it, as well the United States, the Philippines, and so on. Cities and states, cities and streets, Jeddah, Abha, Massachusetts, Chicago and Wall Street, all of this, we can't use that before it. And there is some exceptions also, as lake, as mountain. So we found a group of lake as a Great Lake. We can use that with it. And also, if we want to talk about mountain, the famous one as Alps mountain, we can't use that with it. That is generally used before. Now we finished that one, how we omit that on our essay writing. Let we go to the second point, in generally, in which time I can use the article that. There is points in the globe, for example, when we talk the quarter, the South Pole, and direction for the points, global, sorry, we can use the article that with it. Geographical areas, as the Middle East, at the South, and so on. And the third point, rivers, ocean, and seas, the Nile, and Atlantic, and the North Sea. Also, we can use it with a desert, I think, as Sahara Desert. We can't use the article that with it. Some exceptions of these things. Okay, after we notice or we know what is the situation that can I use the article with it, and the situation can I omit the article that with it. Let's go for our question again. So the Arizona is the state or a state in southwest of the United States. What's the correct one? Arizona is a state, because the state belongs to the, generally is not to use the article that with it. So it's a state. Okay, number 2. Egypt is one of the continent of the Africa. What do you think is it? We can say Egypt is one of the continent of Africa, direct without that. We should omit that, because Africa is from what continents? As what I said before, as for example, Asia and Europe and so on. Number 3, Nile River helped the Egypt become one of the most powerful nations of the Africa and Middle East. What do you think? What is the wrong one here? We're searching for the article that, and we should omit it. What do you think the suitable one is? Try to think. Okay. The Nile River. The Nile River. Okay, because the river here, from the things that geographical features, we can use the article that with it. Helped, then I omit that before Egypt, become one of the most powerful nations of, then I omit that before Africa because it is a continent, and the Middle East. Okay, do you like that question? Hopefully it is easy to you, and I hope is it make a sense to you. Okay, let me transfer for the last points for our lesson. Now, after we discussed that, the article there and how we applying it through our essay, we have also some points we should applying it through the writing passage or the writing prompt. Okay. Okay, the last point for our lesson today is the writing prompt. Research and write an essay about an explained mystery. Include grammar points from Unit 4, 5, and 6. So we noticed that we should apply the grammar through Units 4, 5, and 6, which we discussed before on your writing essay. We talked about adjective clause, we talked about pronoun, relative pronouns, we talked also about quoted speech and reported speech, and there is a lot of grammar. It's necessary if you want to make a review, you can return to your pupils book on the pages. Okay, now we want to apply the points or the important directions for our essay today. The first one, they give it a titles. Look at that one. We have 1, 2, 3, and maybe 9 ideas about your essay if you would like to write through it, or you can use it from your own as external things. Choose a mystery to research and write about. Use an idea from the box or an idea of your own. Okay, number 1, Bigfoot, Stonehenge, and the Loch Ness Monster, and Chupacabras, the Bermuda Triangle, and the lost city of Atlantis, and crop circles the Green Sahara and the Tausham. This is some titles or big ideas about your research through this mystery ideas. Okay, after when we choose our ideas or our title research and we complete, make a whole research about, we collect some information about it, what is the next step, miss? The next step that use a chart to organize your idea. So you have a lot of ideas. After that, what do you should to do, or what shall you do? You should analyze that one, organizing it. Begin from the bigger until the smaller one. So begin from the title, and you should make analyze by organizing it through this chart to make it clear for everyone who read it. Okay, look at the chart down. We have 3 columns. Number 1, the title of it is K, and W and L. What do you think that is? If you found the 3 abbreviation for K, W, L, what do you think is it? Okay, this is what you make a critical thinking and ask your mind how we apply that one with every lesson. Make sure that help you to analyze your ideas, to analyze your essay, to analyze your knowledge about the vocab or synonyms or even with the grammar. The first one, K, which means that know something you know about it. So what I know about that subject, what I know about this research, this is our information, what already collecting it. And W, what to learn. What do you want to learn about? What do you want to collect more about that subject? This is by W. And the last one is L. What do you think is it? Learned. That's something I learned already. I learned it, I collected information about it, I analyzed it through this chart and so on. Okay, let we discuss the title. Use the chart to organize your idea. Write what do you already know about the mystery in K, which means know, as what I say, Coleman. And write what do you want to learn in W, what to learn, Coleman. Research this question, your library or on your internet, then write the what you have learned in the L, learn it, Coleman. Promise me when you analyze or analyzing your ideas by this chart and make your ideas very clear through it, you can write clearly essay and a little bit of maybe mistakes or grammatical mistake through your writing. Number 3, write a draft of your essay, working carefully to construct an effective conclusion. So what do you think is it? When we transfer our ideas through that chart and analyzing it, the last things what do you want to do is make a draft for it. Before you give the final essay, you should make a draft. Okay, and make sure that you make an effective conclusion. What do you mean by effective conclusion? So if you have an effective conclusion, which means that let the readers for your essay still have want to read, still want to focus. They want to know what is the end of that essay. Okay, exciting about the end of this is. Have a partner read and comment on your draft. Use your partner's comments and suggestion to reverse your essay. This is the last step. When you finish and make a draft, give it to your peers or your friends or anyone to read it and try to improve yourself from his advice or her advice, to avoid mistakes, to analyze your idea and so on. Try to think or ask him, what do you know about my research, or what do you understand from my research, and so on. And this is our 4th point elements or important points if you want to applying with an essay. Let me give by quick things about developing your writing effective conclusion, what I talking quick by the previous point. They told us an effective conclusion usually refers back to the topic sense in the essay's introduction. So when you write an essay, you should put an introduction first, then the body for it, and the last one is conclusion. Conclusions which belongs to the introduction, but if you want to make it an effective, there is some steps. What is the steps? Give an essay a sense of competences and gives the reader something to think about it, as a question, as a quotation, as so on. So which make the reader for your essay think and by deep thinking or critical thinking, what we're calling it, ask himself or herself about what is the real answer for that question. And it is common to conclude an essay with one or more of the following techniques. This is some techniques with the conclusion. Number one, asking the reader a thought provoking question, which means that give a direct question for them. Ask him a good question about the first part, the second part, the body of it, what do you think, your opinion as a reader, and so on. Number two, using a quotation, which means that when you found a speech for any science or any research, you should put the exact word inside quotation as what we discussed before. Calling for some kind of action. You should apply that one when your conclusion. And evoking an image. So if you evoking an image through your conclusion, it will be make an effective to the reader for your essay. And echoing an image or idea from the introduction. That what belong from the introduction, you should echoing an image from that one. Okay, by the end of this discussing about the writing steps for your essay, I hopefully be clear, and I hope to apply the a chart with your essay which make it clear and easy to understand for any reader or for the reader for your essay. And this is the last points for our lesson. And by the end of this lesson, I would like to thank you for the good follow-up, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.